What's going on, people? Welcome to United View. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Sunday to you lot. Happy first of the month, pinch punch first of the month, and all of that. What's going on? As you lot know, let me know where you're watching from and let me know the weather. For some reason, that is a new ritual on United View, and that's what we're going to continue to do because you lot have spoke and you lot want it. So that's what's going to happen. Let me look out my window. Grey, overcast, about 16 degrees. That's what I was saying here in England. Let me know where you lot are watching from. Michael Khan says South Africa in the building. Happy new month, fam. Morning flex as well. We got Scotland in the house as well. Canada, everywhere. And I'm sure that's going to keep going as it goes. Waterloo, weather is decent. So love that. On holiday in France, says Christophe. It's lovely weather here, flex. Singapore, 6:40 p.m. Hot as always. Singapore was one of the hottest places I've ever been to. I mean, ever as well. The humidity there was unreal. Trinidad and Tobago, it's sunny. London, England. Czech Republic, rainy. Sorry to hear that. And cloudy with a slight chance of rain. And Tyler from the US. And good old Luton, always. Hold tight, Joseph Gill. So yeah, the weather update's done. I don't know why I keep doing it, but I'm going to continue to do it. It's just a little thing that we do. I don't know. Maybe I'll stop doing it one day. I don't know. I shout out to everyone in the comment section who was saying about the time. You lot was almost 12 hours early. I put the show for 11:30 p.m. Just wanted to test you lot out, see if you had my back, and you did. But a lot to talk about, man. We've got to talk a little bit about Donny van de Beek, but the headline of the show is about Saúl Ñíguez from Atletico Madrid and Manchester United being interested in him. The reports are claiming, Manchester Evening News, the Mirror, etc., are saying that his agent is on his way in for talks tomorrow to England, and Manchester United are at the top and of that list of wanting to attain his services from Atletico. Liverpool are also interested in him. I ain't gonna lie, I don't see it. I don't see it when I watch Saúl Ñíguez. I don't think he's amazing. I think he's neat. I think he's tidy. I think he's a nice player. Defensive midfield, holding midfield for us. Nah, I don't see it. Left-footed, neat on the ball, can pass. He can pass. I like it. I like him on the ball. He's neat and he's tidy. He wants the ball. I don't know. I just don't feel it. When I look at him, he's not a player that I look at and think, yeah, I really want him. I could be completely wrong if he comes to the club. He could be exactly what we need. And, you know, they've obviously been scouting him for a while. He could be just exactly what we need. But for me, I just look at Saúl Ñíguez and I'm like, I don't know. I don't see him as a real engine room dictator of play. Lil Yo-Yo says he's a good tackler. I know he can break up play. Is Saúl like another Ander Herrera? I think Ander Herrera, I think he's got a bit more bite, a bit more kind of aggression in him in terms of willingness to win back the ball. Saúl, I just see him as just a nice player. He's just nice. I just don't think he's necessarily what we need. Big up DJ. We're going to bring him in. What are you saying, DJ? You hear me? You got me?
Yeah, I can hear you, man. Loud and clear, bro. Loud and clear.
Love that. Let me turn my volume up. Yeah, we got you. Let us know in the comments if you can hear DJ fine. I can hear him just about fine. He's all good. Welcome, bro. Happy Sunday. Happy first of the month and all that.
Yeah, man. You know, every new month is a new beginning, isn't it? So, you know, as we always say, positive vibes, man. New
positive vibes.
Let's see 100. What happens.
100. We're talking about let's see what happens. Apparently, Manchester United are in for Saúl Ñíguez. We've seen those links coming up. We've seen us kind of in the background say that we're in pole position to have talks with him, and apparently his agent's flying in on Monday, tomorrow, for talks for him to move to the Premier League, and Man United are at the top of that list or in the front of that queue. Liverpool also interested. What's your thoughts, man, on Saúl Ñíguez? I don't know if you heard, but I was just saying, like, I like him. I think he's just nice, but I don't look at him and think, yo, that's what we need. Absolute baller. But I could be wrong. What's your thoughts?
Yo, so I'm gonna just say this. I hope everyone can hear me. Like, I'm a huge Saúl Ñíguez fan. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I've watched a few games of him, and for me, yeah, he's an all-action midfielder. And I heard someone mention Herrera. Like, I think he's an upgrade to what Herrera was, and Herrera was a very good player, but Saúl's a bit more mobile. I think the tackling aspect, I think he was talking about maybe like his defensive work. I haven't seen a lot of that. He seems kind of just a central midfield player. However, he is a central midfield player of, like, I wouldn't say the highest quality, but he's very, very good. I'm a big fan of his, actually. And I think him in this United team, I was actually saying to A2, and if A2's watching, shout out A2, I was saying to A2 earlier, like, you know, I think what United might do is, instead of getting a strict CDM, they may get a box-to-box that can do CDM. You know what I mean? Like a dual type of role. They're box-to-box, but can do CDM, and he's one of those guys.
So basically like a McTominay or a Fred that can actually play defensive midfield.
Yeah, but well, just better quality, just a better quality all-round player. So I'm happy with the links, man. I don't know how much it's going to cost, but I think if he comes into that team, a midfield of Saúl, Bruno and Pogba, I think is a good midfield, because Saúl gets about the pitch, man. He's high energy, better baller than McTominay, better baller than Fred. He chips in with a couple of goals. He ain't going to be scared of the physicality of the Premier League as well. So I'm a big fan.
Big up Sunshine 47, man like NIGUEZ says Saúl Ñíguez is a great baller, interceptions and positional awareness / intelligence. He's class, man. Morning Flex and DJ, big up yourself from Kristen. We need, Ryan Hamilton says, we need ballers in the middle, not walls holding it up. Simple. So kind of agreeing what DJ's saying. Josh Cox says Saúl and Pogba in the pivot. What do you think, Flex? And put that to DJ as well. And I know DJ will be in favor of that. And you know what? To be fair, from the comments, it clearly is like it clearly is a mixed bag. Like DJ coming straight through with it and saying, "Boom! I like this guy. I want him. I think he'll be perfect." I'm sort of a bit more like, really, I don't really see it. I'll be honest, I don't really see it. I think I agree he's better than McTominay and Fred. I do agree with that. At what though? Like I still would say, and this is not where we should be at, just only wanting players who can really run about and get about the pitch. I understand that. But I would say he's definitely better on the ball than those two, 100%. Andreas Roy says, big up Flex. I know how you're feeling right now about Saúl, but I just have have an inkling he will come good. He is a very intelligent footballer and will go straight into the first 11. I agree with DJ. Big up, man. From Andreas, agreeing with DJ. Neves or Saúl, either one is as good. At least we don't see McFred to start again. So a lot of people are saying, yeah, no, it's fine. You know, we like this guy. Look, I definitely think he's a good player. I just see him as nice though. I don't know why I keep going with that adjective. Like, you know, like, I don't know, mate. I think, do you know what it is? I think because in my head, I've pictured us getting that defensive midfielder who was really combative, really aggressive, can just lock it down and pass to players who can then go play. Do you know what I'm saying? So maybe that's on me. Maybe I need to kind of evolve my thinking around the type of DM that we have. That we need. I do understand, because people say a lot of the time, Flex, a DM doesn't have to just run around everywhere. Look at Carrick, he was slow, but it's all about, you know, Matic is not the quickest, but in his prime, again, he was brilliant. So I do understand that notion. The only reason why I think we need a fast one, or somebody who can get about the pitch as well as pass really well, is only because of the current midfielders that we have. Yeah. Do you see what I'm saying? And who we're trying to take out of the team. Mm-hmm. So we're trying to take out of the team McTominay and Fred, which is the right thing to do because we need better. Yeah. But their biggest attribute that actually does help us in games is their ability to get about the pitch. Yeah. And if we want to play a defensive midfielder, which obviously we do with the likes of Bruno, with the likes of Pogba, or the likes of Donny or whatever, it just changes my emphasis from, wow, this player really needs to be able to put in miles as well as pass really good. Do you see what I'm saying? So that's where I think I'm like, I always get stuck on like, but can he move though? Is he mobile? And people think when I say that, I'm like only thinking of that. Like Flex, they remind me that, nah, he doesn't need to be far. And I get that. But with the midfield we currently have and the players we're trying to take out, I think we have to replace that with energy and skill. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, 100%. And I know what you're trying to say. It's more so like what players are going to complement the two players that we have in the midfield already. Like we have to look at some of our midfielders' weaknesses. So if you look at Pogba can get about the pitch, but you don't want him doing that. You want him further up the pitch, maybe just behind Bruno, long passes into the final third. Bruno, we know what he does, the risk taker final third. So whoever partners with them needs to be the all action, cleaning up all the mess, getting around the pitch. And I think with Saúl, from what I've seen of him, he is that type of guy. Like he's mobile. He clocks miles on the pitch. I just think he's not in the ilk of, say, the Kantes. You know, you want that just hustle and bustle destroyer.
No one is.
yeah. And I think
right now, anyway.
I think a destroyer would definitely suit the two midfielders we have. However, I think United just looking at the market and thinking, what's available? Are there any midfield destroyers about of any note? Because I don't know. I don't think there is. I think obviously Rice would be, but that's extortionate prices. We're not trying to pay 100 million for Declan Rice. That's a joke. Like, no way. He's not worth that. 100%. But that's a whole nother conversation. But I think Saúl, for me, he's got the energy to do that role. And what McTominay and Fred lack in terms of technique and the passing ability, Saúl has that. So it's kind of like, I get why he's the profile. We might not get him. We'll just probably show it interest, see what we can do. However, here's me being critical of United at this point.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll be able to complete the deal. And this is the reason, because I think what United's going to be doing is haggling over the money. It's going to be the peace situation again. I'm telling you. What United's going to do is, we're doing this, but we want him at 34 million. They're going to be like, no, we want 45 to 50 million. And we're going to be like, no. So that's where it's going to happen. Liverpool or whoever else might just come in and slap the money down. So if United's got a plan of action in terms of, they might even offer Donny. I hate to say it. I know he's the fool guy, but they might say, look, we'll give you Donny.
Well, we're going to talk about Donny a little bit later, actually, because I've got an update on that.
Yeah. I jumped the gun. But I think he can complement our midfielders.
Just real quick, DJ, just come to the center of the camera. Like, there you go. That was just bugging me. Don't ask me why, it was just bugging me. Tabarez says, I don't think Saúl will work in a 4-3-3, but a 4-2-3-1. He does think he'll work, so fair play. Angie S says, to be fair, there aren't any Kantes in the market as of today. I 100% agree with that. Maybe Camavinga, if we can get Saúl, Neves, Rice, and Camavinga. You mean one of those? That's a great midfield window. I definitely can't get all. I agree with that. And Spoos Andy TV says, Neves, for me, Premier League experience and his ability to build up play and his intelligence plus defensive capabilities are underrated. We expect every CDM to be a Kante, but we forget people like Busquets and Carrick. I do agree. And this is the thing for me, with this. Because people say, look at Carrick, look at people like Busquets, he wasn't fast, etc., etc. I think there's different, you have to look at the team that they're playing in, for me. And that's what I mean about the midfield. Like, Busquets is arguably is the best holding midfielder of this generation. Like,
I agree.
Don't get me wrong, there was Makelele, etc. Kante has done it for like 4 or 5 years, but out and out, Busquets is the best holding midfielder, probably of our generation. Yeah.
Yep, I agree.
And he played in a midfield three with 2 other players that were the best midfielders in our generation. In Iniesta and Xavi. In our generation, yeah?
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, he's now playing with De Jong and that, who's another good player. And I'm not saying these players are carrying him, but I'm saying the midfield functionality that he has been consistently part of is a reason why he, and with how good he is, like generational talent. Yeah. No disrespect to the players we're talking about, but like Neves and Bissouma or Ndidi or whatever, these aren't some of the greatest players of our generation. They're just good Premier League players.
Good players.
Do you see what I'm saying? So, and Carrick, again, he played with the best. He played with skulls. Like, he had players around him who were absolutely exceptional at the time. Don't get me wrong. He played with some players who weren't generationally good, and it still worked. Don't get me wrong. The Darren Fletchers, the Andersons, moving around. I get it. But our team was fully polished. So I get it. The Carrick situation more so. But I just think when we look at the Busquets thing, it does prove that you don't have to be a Kante to run around. But also, though, it proves you need to be of a certain skill set and level to be able to really lock it down as the main guy. We can't be just casually trying to put people like Neves and Camavinga, who's only 18, 19, whatever he is, and saying you can go and just do the Busquets thing because he's slow and can do it. Busquets is on another planet.
He's a big man. He's a big man.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, he's a big man.
And I'm not saying these guys can't grow into to do a similar job. I'm not. So big up Sabu's on the TV. I hear what you're saying. But every time I hear that comment, it just throws me back to, but these guys ain't Busquets. We need, and also with the balance of what we currently have. Bruno, let's just have, Bruno runs around like a madman. Mm-hmm. Innit? Like, it works for us and he's having a say, but sometimes he's there. I'll say it on the show. You wasn't on it, but he's like the furthest forward sometimes. Sometimes it's like we're playing a 4-4-2, bro. Yeah. Like, he's there initiating the press, highest man up. Don't get me wrong, it's all energy, it's all frills and stuff like that. And he's trying to encourage the team to do its thing. I get that. but he's not a disciplined midfielder. I barely class him as a midfielder. He's like an attacking midfielder of the highest order, like so high up the pitch. Yeah. Very rarely drops into deep positions to help the midfield too, which is why McTominay and Fred, or people who run around like that, are so important behind someone like Bruno for our balance. So if you're bringing in someone who can't run, I'm just like, it worries me because I just can't see Ollie saying, right, Bruno, we haven't got like a defensive midfielder who runs around as much as McTominay and Fred. So I'm going to need you to just drop in and be more reserved. And I just don't see that happening. I think he wants Bruno to continue playing how he plays.
Yeah, no, 100%. And it depends. The type of CDM we bring in, we may have to sort of like think how we'll play. I think if, someone mentioned Ndidi there. If Ndidi came into this team, you know what he's going to bring. He is exactly what we need. Even more so than Rice, in my opinion. Ndidi is what we need. However, we can't get Ndidi. So it's a thing of, United's probably looking at, as I was saying, what is out there? What can we kind of bring into our setup that we may have to, move a little bit around, maybe change the formation a little bit to accommodate the CDM. People mentioned NIGUEZ. I like NIGUEZ. I think he's a good player, very good player. He scored some worldies. And I was thinking this the other day, if say, I don't know, Busquets scored the worldies that NIGUEZ was scoring, we'd be like, oh my God, Busquets is world class. Like, do you see what I'm saying? But because it's NIGUEZ and the Premier League sometimes and Wolves, sometimes it looks a bit, it flatters to deceive maybe. I don't know. But I think it's going to have to be out of NIGUEZ and Saúl. I think Camavinga, for me, because at his young age, I wouldn't feel, how can I put it? I wouldn't feel content with him sitting as a CDM. That's a lot of responsibility, especially in the Premier League. That's a big ask, man. That's a big ask. Like, we got Jimmy Garner there, James Garner, who's gone on loan, he's done bits and whatnot. He's not as good as Camavinga, but he's had a bit more experience, I'd say, in that holding role. He's been through the hustle and bustle. He knows the English game. Camavinga would be coming to try and integrate into that. And I don't know, maybe he would shock us if we did try and get him. But I think Saul's got a little bit more experience, long in the tooth in terms of playing time. So I think Saul's a good shout for what's out there. That's for what's out there.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah. He's got good stock. I mean, him and Koke, I like them. Like, I like them. Do you know what I'm saying? They're just nice players. Yeah. Maybe it's just me being pessimistic, thinking, but how would they fit into my team? How would they fit into our team? Like, Madrid playing a different way. Another thing we got to remember is that means, I know they're trying to actively negotiate for Saúl Ñíguez. He was supposed to be getting traded for Griezmann, and that's just kind of just gone dead in the water, and now he's looking to move somewhere else. I don't know what's happening with that. But another thing we got to remember is, essentially, we're trying to take 2 starters out of Atletico Madrid's team in him and Kieran Trippier. So it could be quite difficult to get. Something might have to give. I don't know. Are they really going to let Saúl Ñíguez and Kieran Trippier go in the same window? Maybe. I don't know. But I think it's a thing to think about.
Yeah. No. You know what? If you just said that, I just forgot. I just literally forgot about Trippier, and it's a thing where we'd have to maybe supplement them, and Diogo Dalot, like, maybe you can do something there. You know what I mean? Like, Trippier will give you Dalot, and again.
But on that though, Diego Simeone is no mug when it comes to defense, bro.
Yeah.
If you're trying to convince him that Diogo Dalot is a fine replacement for Kieran Trippier in his eyes, when Kieran Trippier has just won him the league, he's gonna say, "I ain't a fool." No, you can't do me with that.
You can't come. Yeah, I hear that, because
you know what I'm saying?
You're right.
We would do it. We would do it. Of course, I'll just take. So I'm saying, take here's my man. Here's Diogo Dalot plus a little bit of peas, man. Simeone, don't worry, bro. Like, have that. He's a defense master. He can't pull the wool over his eyes. Say this guy.
He's gonna be like, no way. He's gonna be like, no way. Man. We're gonna look like little boys at the table, man. Literally, like,
you know what I mean?
Dalot, be like, what? Move.
Exactly. Do you know what I'm saying? So maybe, I don't know, maybe someone was putting in the chat the other day as well, send Fred there and take Saúl Ñíguez. I see a lot of people talking about that.
Could work. That could work. But you know what? I'm not gonna lie. I actually prefer Fred over McTominay. Me personally, just for the job he does. I think the job Fred does, he does it better than what McTominay does. You can tell Fred, listen, go in there, win your battles, win the ball, pass it to Pogba, pass it to Bruno. He'll go and try his best and he'll do it. He's just not a holding guy. You can't sit back and hold the ball. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Suit says, Sut says, Varane frees the midfield, Fred for solo CDM. A lot of people have said that as well. That actually now we've got Varane, with what we already have, we can play differently. Because the back four or those 2 centre halves in Maguire and Varane will not be as exposed. You're shaking your head there. Are you not for that?
You know what? I love Fred. He's a very good player in my opinion. I just think that what he lacks is what a CDM needs to be stronger at. Do you see what I'm saying? His deficiencies is what a CDM needs to have as their strengths. Like, he can't play with his back to the opposition. He can't do it. He can't receive the ball in the half turn. He does it sometimes. I think he might have like maybe a 60% success rate, but we need 70s, 80s. We need people that can turn under pressure, receive it under pressure with two players around them, and fizz the ball out and do the long range passing. As a CDM, like, the tackling aspect, he's amazing at it. He covers ground, he gets about, he's in your face, he's annoying. That's what you want. Do you know what I mean? But to play solo there, like, you've got to be a technician. Like Busquets, that's why we rate Busquets. He's a technician. He can do it all.
Proper levels.
Can do it all.
Yeah.
Fred can't do it all. Do you see what I'm saying? So that's why you'd have to play in a two with Fred.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just think the best, even all these guys that we're mentioning who are top notch, who aren't renowned for being quick.
Yeah.
They did play with other combative midfielders.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Pirlo did it at what's its name? At Juventus. Do you know what I'm saying? People, they play with other midfielders who can get about. You know what I'm saying? And for me, that's an important thing. Unless though, you have like three absolute pure out and out technicians who pass your head off. Like where you just can't, do you know what I'm saying? You can't get the ball. Even Real Madrid with Casemiro, Cruz, and Modric. Modric is actually quite mobile. He can get about.
Yeah.
But Casemiro is the destroyer. And you just got him and then you got Modric and Cruz who will pass your head off. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Don't you think it's like preference though? It's like I'm not like I'm like you. I like a destroyer. I don't want him to be fancy, flashy, no stepovers.
At least one. I like one in there.
Yeah, because it complements that trio. That trio of that midfield. You got a bit of everything. You got Pogba that can get around the pitch, flair, long passing, long range shooting. Bruno, final third passing, a bit of trickery in the final third. Yeah. And then you have the destroyer. It's perfect. It's a perfect recipe.
Yeah. Angie S says Camavinga is 100 times better than Fred, at least in potential. I think potential is the key word there. What I don't do is, like, if I haven't watched a player week in, week out, or over a long period of time, it's difficult to say like they're a million times better than this person, or a million times better than that person, or 100 times in this case, Angie. So I don't know. I don't know if Camavinga is 1,000 times better than Fred. I don't know is the truth. I'm not going to come and say that I do know. But there you say, at least in potential is a fair shout.
Camavinga's a good player. Very good player. I don't know. I think maybe he's been hyped up a little bit. We need to see a bit more of him, I think. If I was him, I wouldn't even move. And it sounds kind of crazy. I'm a United fan. I rate him, but he needs more time. I think he needs more time to establish himself in the game. Let's see some numbers on the board. Do you know what I mean, Flex? Like, let's see something. Let's see something that's going to make you stand out. Look at Jude Bellingham. He's gone to Dortmund. He's standing out over there. He's literally standing out over there. So I need to see a bit more of Camavinga, in my opinion. I think it's a lot of pressure for him to play for any of the top teams. CD.
Yeah, to expect him to come here that young and say, hold the fort. That's a big ask, bro.
Yeah, it's a massive.
He's you know what I mean? He's playing for, no disrespect, but he's playing for Rennes. You know, still young, not getting into the French squad starting lineup. Obviously, that's very difficult to do. I'm not saying he's crap because of that. Of course not. But I'm just saying he's just on his way up. He's just on his way up. Right. Angie S comes back and says, ha, fair point. Big up yourself, Angie. Love the super chat. That's what it's about here on United View, man. Just catching up and just putting opinions out there. Chimney K, thanks for the super chat, says Dalot plus Lingard for Saúl and Trippier.
I'm just thinking of Simeone now. You put that in my head.
Yeah, I think Simeone. I think Simeone would take Lingard. Definitely. I think he would. I think he again. He likes to play. Yes, quite defensive football and stuff, and everyone knows their positions. But when they're ready to press, they press. Lingard can give you that. Yeah, he wants players who are good on the ball in transition. I think Lingard is good on the ball. Players who run, going the other way. I think Lingard would tick a lot of boxes. I know directly compared to Saúl Ñíguez, people may say, "What are you on about?" But Lingard is a good player, man. He is.
He is. You know what it is with Lingard, man. Like, it's crazy because I've seen him like literally boost up his like. I've seen him evolve in some games, and I'm like, "Rah, is that Lingard doing that?" Like, you know, I remember maybe like 3-4 seasons ago, like he was doing a madness, and I was like, "Rah, like maybe he is that guy." But then you see him some other games, he's out of his depth. Literally, he does. I think for me, Lingard plays too safe for me. He's too safe with it. And that's my problem. I think you need to be at this pro level, to be playing for Manchester United. You need to be at a level where you're taking risks, and maybe 8 times out of 10 them risks come off in a positive way. And do you know what I mean? Like, he doesn't do enough for me in those games, but then he'll pop up with a worldie. You're like, raw, okay. Do you know what I mean? But
he can do it. Yeah, he can.
I think he would do well in Spain.
Yeah, someone said Jesse would be brilliant. Atletico play on the counter attack, so Jesse would be brilliant for that. Shout out to Mikel Khan. Swifty95, big up for the contribution. Says Saúl and Camavinga 4-touch minimum players. Do you know what I'm saying? They're just quick, want the ball, give it. Do you know what I'm saying? So big up for that. Shout out to everyone watching as well. Smash a like on the video, subscribe if you're new. We're over 1,000 people watching, which is great. Make sure you guys share up the thing. Let's get the likes up. We're in a couple hundred likes, man. I hate when this happens. I don't understand. Everyone walks through the door. Man. It's like, you know what it's like? YouTube liking is really funny, because what it's like is, it's like walking into someone's house, yeah, and you don't take your shoes off. But like, you're in the party, like, you're just having dinner, you're having a few drinks. You go, whoa, you forgot to take your shoes off at the door. Like, as you entered, it's just one of them things. I just think you just walk in. I'm so excited to be here. I'm hungry. I want to drink and that. I just forgot.
Yeah, like, everyone's all up weird. In the fridge. You know what I mean? They taking trainers off yet. You know what I'm saying?
I do like that. Tabara says, no point in buying Camavinga. Ollie would use McFred. Tabarez is on Ollie every show. He's gonna prove you wrong, Tabarez. I know how much you're not on Ollie, but I do think he will he will prove you wrong. Josh Thatcher says, I don't think people realize how good of a player we have in Varane. I think we need to take a moment to realize how good of a player we're getting. Josh, you know me, Josh. Josh, you know me, Josh. Yeah. You know me. Any excuse to just gas up Varane and really say how good he is, I'm on it if we want to do it for a couple of minutes. Like, but I just thought everyone was just bored of me. I don't want people to start doing that whole, Flex, get out with us. Like, come on, mate. Like, just let him play a couple games first. Because I've had my say on Varane in it. People know what I'm saying. I mean, Josh is saying, take a moment to realize just how good he is. What are you saying, DJ?
Listen, Josh, I don't know if you watched the show the other day, me and Flex did. We was waxing lyrical about Varane, man. As I said, and I'll re-say some of the points if you didn't see. Varane is probably the most important signing we'll have this summer window. In terms of a proven winner, like, a real proven winner. He's won World Cups. He's won Champions League. He's won Club Champion Cups. He's won it all. He's done the Liga how many times now with Real Madrid? He was part of a very successful Real Madrid team. Yeah, over the span of various managers as well. Yeah, he held down the fort at the back. Like, this man, and he's only 28? Like, Jesus, like, this guy is creme de la creme, top of the food chain in defending. We can talk about Van Dijk, but Van Dijk's only been doing it
for better than him.
4 years now.
He's better than him.
He's been doing it 3-4 years. Like, he hasn't actually, don't get me wrong, Van Dijk's body of work is okay, it's good, it's really good.
It's proper, but
Varane's is on another planet, man. So, you know what? You're right, Josh. Thank you. You know what? You grounded me just then. We have to really think about it. Varane is and he's in the top 2 best defenders in the world, in my opinion. I dare someone to prove me different. His accolades speak for themselves.
The accolades do speak for themselves. Best signing since Fergie left, says Patrick.
100%. 100%.
Yeah, that's a big statement. And Fergie tried to sign him when he was at Lens. Yeah. My funny thing about this that always pisses me off, and I'm going to go back to it real quick because you brought it up, because we're having a moment for Varane. We're giving him his props. Yeah. He ain't even had his medical yet. We're mad. But I said I'm so emotionally. People know how emotionally invested I am in Raphael Varane. I will ride out to the death. I will go out on the last limb. If it don't work out and this guy's getting flipping twist up by Danny Ings and Neil Maupay and these guys, I'm gonna have to fall. I'm gonna have to fall on the sword, bro. I will fall on it. I will go down like the Titanic with that. Yeah, I will. If he's getting twisted up by Ivan Toney and getting beaten to headers at Brentford, if Troy Deeney bullies him and pushes him on the floor and he scores, something happens.
Wait. But Troy's capable of that, though.
Troy.
Yeah, that's the thing. Troy's capable of that, though. Troy is capable of that.
He's capable of doing that. Troy is a bully, so big up Troy. That can happen. That can happen. Look, in any instance, there's always a moment where someone can get put on their ass in it. Like it happens. But what I'm saying is, over the course of the season, where we get a feel of how good Varane is, if we don't get to the end of the season saying, "Rah, what he has been brilliant," I will I will just hold it and just probably come on social media, because the amount of things I've said about Raphael Varane are just going to get, as soon as he makes one mistake and we lose or something, people are going to come for me. That's just the nature of being on YouTube and really going strong with your opinion. And I can accept that. That's what it's about. It's about the banter. But the thing for me is, the robust, again, we're going back to the Danny Mills comments and people like that, his pace, his robustness. I'm not really sure he can handle the Premier League. He's been playing with Ramos for however many years, so he's been protected. He's not that good. No one ain't saying that about Busquets. No one don't say Xavi, oh, he's been playing with Iniesta and Busquets his whole thing. No one says that about what's his face? The other Barcelona, our guy, PK. No one says that about him. Oh, he's played next to flipping Puyol for ages, or he played next to this man for ages. How about these men played in the team for ages because they're good? Exactly. They're sick. Exactly. That's it. It's as simple as that. You don't get carried for 10 years at top teams. You don't.
And this is the thing, Flex. I think I said it the other day. It's because Manchester United, he's a Manchester United player now. Well, he is officially a Man United player, yeah. Like, it's because he's a Man United player now. Everyone's going to make excuses all under the sun. Everyone's going to kind of take some shine off the signing. Like, that just tells me that rival fans are insecure and they're scared, innit? Like, you recognize greatness, innit? I'm not going to lie. If Messi came to the Premier League, I might say the same. Oh, well, he ain't done it in the Premier League. I'll make up every excuse why Messi ain't going to be scoring goals in the Prem. But the reality is, he's a talent, world-class talent. He's going to score. He's going to score. And when he does, he's going to be devastating.
Yeah. Any signing's a risk in it. There's certain players who, don't get me wrong, there's more question marks than others. There's certain players who you really back to make it no matter where they play because they're that good. And I just think Raphael Varane falls into that category. JP 119 says, Varane's the biggest signing than Maguire. You heard it here first.
100%.
Yeah, for the money and what he's won. Hold tight, a City fan inside the cut. Centurions 100 points. Get out of here. We hate you. Says Gabriel Jesus. Who ain't you going to sell him? You don't even start. You guys are putting him on the bench and putting De Bruyne in number 9. Don't talk to me about Jesus, bro. He's dead. Twist your Varane like a sausage. Listen, you're gonna have to get some splinters out his ass first and actually get on the pitch. Yeah, you lot don't even play him in there. And speaking of Man City, get out of here. You know what? They're going to sign Jack Grealish for 100 mil, just quickly before we go on to Donny. I'm being really honest, and I'm not just saying this because, like, we didn't get him. 100 million for Jack Grealish is crazy, you know?
It's a lot of money. It's stupid. It's stupid. It is stupid.
It's a lot of money. Like, it's that stupid. The English tax is mad. Like, and I'm saying, in City's team, how much do they actually need, man?
Not really.
How much? Like, all right, they got Bernardo Silva, they got De Bruyne can do that role. If you want to put him on either wing, Foden's still going to be there. He's not better than Sterling at what Sterling gives. Like, because the gas, because the
there as well, isn't it?
Mahrez, like, something's got to give. I'm like, how much better? What I'm saying is, look, City are fantastic and win loads of games, and I'm not saying they're going to be shit by signing Jack Grealish. I'm not saying that. I'm saying how much better will they be? I don't know.
I don't know, man. But again, you know what? I want to hear everyone keep the same energy, because now, if they do get Grealish, I want to hear people say, "Oh, so where's he gonna play? Oh, so when it's Arsenal, we can't even buy Sancho without people talking about Mason not playing." Do you know what I mean? I want to see the same energy for City. If they get him, I mean, you're right. Does it make him better? I think they plateaued. I think they're just going to be as dangerous as they've always have been. I don't think they'll be any more dangerous.
Prince is saying you're doing exactly what's happening to Varane. You said I think he's basically saying what we're doing now to Grealish. No, Grealish is. Listen, Grealish is fantastic. Yeah, Grealish looks like he's going to be a generational player. He looks like he is, because we don't know yet. Yeah. Like, he's been at Villa and he's the top man at Villa and he does great things at Villa. He ain't played at a level yet. We don't know. He ain't played Champions League week in, week out. He ain't won nothing yet. So now's the time to see Grealish kick on. And obviously, playing in a City team, he's got a high chance of. Varane has been top notch for 10 years. Don't. It's not the same. It's not. Like, I know they're different players. I like Jack Grealish. I rate Jack Grealish. I'm just saying, like, I believe that the gas was just like, we're acting like he's the Gaza thing and like the best player ever of this. That, like, we don't know yet. He ain't done it yet. He's been at Villa for these years. Yeah. So let's see now, innit? That's what I'm saying.
But Flex, even just following on from what you're saying about Jack Grealish, yeah, like, if we really, really be honest with ourselves, like completely honest, did he have a good Euros? Do you think? Did he do anything that could justify a 100 million price tag? For me, he didn't do anything that was 100 million worth of a player. Don't get me wrong, very talented. I think maybe he needed more games for the Euros, but I remember. Do you remember through the commentary for the Euros? Oh, Grealish is getting ready. Oh yeah, like we're ready now. Like he came on. He played all right. Like
I think he played. I think for the role that was actually ultimately given to him. Although I was one of the fans early on saying like I think he should start. I was saying like one of the fast players had to play in that England team. I know we're talking about England now, which is a bit random, but I'll do it quickly. Cut a long story short, the role that Gareth Southgate basically gave to him, which was to say that you're going to be my go-to sub because I think you can influence the game. He did that, innit? He influenced the game. He came on, got a couple of assists. There was one game he got taken off in where he came on and wasn't really doing much, really. And it's almost like he gets it, and like because he wins the fouls and stuff, it's almost like we're saying like some people carry on like he's Maradona. Like we just have to. I'm just saying he's very good. He's gone to the next level now. Now he's going to be playing Champions League week in, week out. He's going to be competing for top trophies. So let's see if he fits seamlessly into that City side. But he's got ability to, from what I've seen, because he's very good. But 100 million and City got 10 a penny. I'm just saying, it just felt a bit. Oh, okay.
Flex, and I know we're digressing a little bit, but I'll just say this. Rooney back in the day was doing way more than Grealish is doing on the international level.
100%.
Doing madness in tournaments. He would be worth 100 million if Rooney was about today doing the same things.
100%.
Yeah,
100%. And City don't normally spend 100 million and stuff like that as well. He's not worth 100 million, but this is football, says Prince. I agree with you there. This shows that this is football because he's definitely not worth 100 million. Jadon Sancho is worth 70 million. Are we saying that Jack Grealish is what the best part of 30-40 million pound better than Jadon Sancho? A lot of people will say yes, but I'm saying exactly. But it is what it is. Who cares? They got their player, and it just shows though we have to be on our toes because everyone's getting better. Edwin says, I like the signings we already did, but I doubt in Ollie's tactical ability, flexibility to accommodate any for any other signings than Sancho and Varane. Okay, well, we'll have to see. It will look like we're going in the right direction. We'll see what happens with the South thing. Just quickly on Donny van de Beek, the second update today, and this was coming from Adam Crafton at The Athletic. He was basically saying that Donny van de Beek has no plans to leave Man United this summer, and United have not suggested they would like to sell him either. All parties are hopeful the second season will be more successful than the first. And a little bit more on him. He goes on to say, in collaboration with Man United's medical team, as well as a strength and conditioning coaches, Donny made it clear that he wanted to improve his physique ahead of the second season in the Premier League. He has developed a plan to gain lean muscle. Basically, I want to bulk up and prove that, I'm not lightweight and I can play here. What are you saying to that?
You know what? Funny enough, I never saw him as a lightweight player. Anytime I did see him come on, he'd get stuck into tackles and he'd do a bit of the dirty work and move the ball forward. He was playing in the pivot, wasn't he? Or sometimes he'd play in the 10, very rarely. But for me, I'll just be honest, man. I do love Donny van de Beek as a player. I'm a fan of his from the Ajax days, and he was really functional in what they had in that 11. For me personally, I just think the way United play, we play extremely direct, and you can tell by the type of players that we have in the team already. We're very direct, and Donny for me isn't a direct player. He's going to play the pass before the pass that feeds the assist. Do you know what I'm saying? And I'm just thinking in terms of having a space for him in our team. If I asked you what is his standout attribute, what would it be?
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? It's a thing where I like the player.
His standout attribute is probably that he can do a bit of everything.
Yeah.
In a weird way, isn't it?
But Saul does that, and I think Saul does it better. So it's like, you get those players, you get the Herreras, the Donnys, you get the Souls, you even get the what was his name from Lazio? Well, we was linked with him,
Milinkovic-Savic. Yeah.
You get those players who are. You can't really define them to one position on the pitch because they can do a bit of everything, yeah? It's about, if we're going to have players like that, we need the best out of that bunch. And I think Saul's up there, in my opinion. Donny, for me, just doesn't do a lot of things that spectacular. Baller, though. I can say he's a baller, but where does he fit? I think that's my question. I think everyone in the free seats and that can help me out. Like, where does Donny fit in this United team with the players that we have?
Just back to Grealish real quick, and we'll get back to Ali G. Big up Ali G says, if United were getting Grealish for 100 M's, none of us would question it. Facts. I would. I 100% would. Because where's Grealish? What? Are you dashing out Rashford? Are you dashing out Pogba? Because Grealish plays on the left. I don't see Grealish play 10 much. We can. And 100 million when we need a centre-back and we need a defensive midfielder. I would be questioning that. And there was a report. There was a good few reports saying that Man United not being in for Grealish, although he's a great player and it looks like it would have been great, they made the right decision. I'd rather spend 100 million on Jadon Sancho and Varane than just on Grealish. So of course I would raise massive questions, Ali G. Personally, me. I don't know about you. So let me know in the chat what you guys think, but I definitely would have reservations of that. I wouldn't have that. 100 million on Jack Grealish in our current team. City, fair enough. I'm even saying, do they even need him for 100 million? But they've spent it. That's up to them. I don't care. But for us, I would ask some serious questions. Would you?
Yeah, listen, I'm definitely asking those questions. And I know, obviously,
as good as Grealish is, as good as he is,
I'll be happy. He's coming to the team. But I'll be like, right, 100 million. I think United have been, you know what? I think a lot of United fans would be like, we're paying 100 million for Grealish. I think people would be in an uproar. Do you know what I mean?
I think so, yeah.
And the thing is as well, yeah, with Jack Grealish, he, for me, is not that much better than Sancho. Not that much. I think he's a better player, but not that much better. Not that much. I'd say if Sancho's worth 73 million, Jack's probably worth 80 million. That's how close it is to me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't mind spending 73 million on Jadon Sancho, who I personally like as a player, and get Varane. And I think
100%.
City, I think they're desperate. I think that's a desperate buy. 100 million. They did that knowing that they're gonna definitely get the player. He's not worth 100 million. They just thought.
I think they've paid the buyout clause. I think potentially.
Oh, okay.
Potentially, I don't know. I did read a few reports saying that. Machiavelli says I would be more scared if City got Kane. I'd agree.
Yeah,
I'd agree. I just think with what Grealish does and how City play, Mahrez can keep still doing that. Sterling can keep still doing that. Foden can do what Grealish does. He's on his way to becoming that kind of player.
Yeah.
And Bissouma #Cronky out says, Flex, are you jealous? I'm not jealous. Jack Grealish is brilliant. But if you was to say to me at the beginning of the window, Flex, I'll tell you what, you got 100 million here. Yeah. You can spend 73 million of that and 40 million of that. So 110, let's say. You can spend 110 million on Varane and Jadon Sancho, or you can just put a whole 100 down on Jack Grealish for the left-hand side. It's not even a question to me as a Man United fan. Then I'm saying, so then I'm going to say, right, and after I get Varane and Sancho, what about my central midfielder? Like, what are we doing with that? Like, Grealish is not even, the Grealish thing just didn't come at the right time for us. In a different light, if we didn't have Rashford doing what he was doing, if we weren't in for Sancho, etc., if we didn't need a centre-back and a central midfielder, if Pogba weren't there, you know, Grealish is a different thing for us. But I just believe it was never a thing for us.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I personally think they don't need him. And that's not me being bitter or hater. I'm just looking at it with an unbiased view. They don't need him, guys. They have so
much. Man said he don't even start for England. Neither does Jadon, though.
True. It's true.
Neither does Jadon.
Yeah, they don't need him. They don't need him, man.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Chinmay says Varane is the best signing since Fergie, over Bruno as well. Wow, the love for Varane is coming in. And Centurion's 100 points. The City faddies in the cut. Says Grealish has have gone from media darling fans' favourite Paul Gascoigne to overrated. City tax is real. Grealish plus Kane equals 200 is a steal. Yeah, you lot don't try and plead. And another thing, I don't know why we've got a City fan in here, and it just proves that we're a fan channel. We talk about football, Man United predominantly. But if you want to come in here, you can hold some smoke. You lot love to plead. You lot love to plead poverty. Yeah, what's his face? Pep, yeah, saying, I don't know, we can't afford a proper striker. And then you just slap down 100 M's on Jack Grealish. Get out of here, yeah? Stop trying to plead poverty like you ain't got no peas and like we should all feel sorry for a pity party for you, man, yeah? You're doing your thing. We're coming for you this season. We're leveling up. That's cool, innit? We'll go at it. But don't try and come and plead the poverty thing, yeah? Don't do it. But back to Donny van der Beek. So just a quick super chat here from Nicholas. It started a bit late, might be a bit off topic now, but I feel McFred is playing Anderson and Fletcher all the same time. It's like playing Matt Anderson and Fletcher at the same time. Specific game players, not titles. But I see what he says. I see what he's saying though, Nicholas. Because the last bit, for that comment, man. Because he's basically saying that last bit is spot on. Specific game players, but not titles. I.e., you got a big game against City at the Etihad. You can put McTominay and Fred in there, and they will give you a lot. and let us win the game. They've done it. They've done it. We've been at Etihad last two times and won.
But you know what, Flex? I think,
but not good enough to win the title.
Yeah, Nicholas is right. Yeah, they're there to float a ship for me. I think now we're trying to step away from that and actually go at these big teams. Like, I think last season we'd always respect the big teams, play the two deep line midfielders, and respect the opposition. Now we're coming to play ball now. Now we're playing football. We're gonna get the right midfielders in, get the cohesion right, and we're gonna come and play football. I think we need to forget the days of having that not necessarily world-class player in there, but like a good player that gets pumped up for this specific game to go and do a job. I think that's all great, and I think you need one.
You need squad players in there. Yeah, you need squad players.
But we can't base our first 11 off that. That's what we've been doing, kind of thing. So I hope that, you know, if we do get like a NIGUEZ or whoever comes in, that they're going to be at the quality that's needed, man.
Yeah, I agree. And just back on the Donny situation, because we didn't really finish off. We went a bit off target. Everyone was saying like, oh, like Donny looked like bigger in the Brentford game. He looked like more muscly and stuff like that. I ain't gonna lie. I sit on the 8th row, so I'm quite close to the pitch. He just looked like Donny to me, bro. Like exactly the same. And I was pretty close to him. I don't know. But then again, a week later or a few days later, we're now seeing that he wants to do the strength and conditioning, because some people were saying it before this news came out. So maybe they're you know, I got astigmatism in my eyes. I'm a little bit short side and a little bit long side, so I'm maybe the wrong person to ask, innit? But when I saw Donny, bro, and I was quite close, he just looked exactly the same, innit? He looked exactly the same. But it is interesting to hear him speak like that, and more interesting to say that he wants to stay and fight for his place, because Donny's always the first name into the conversation when we start talking about swap deals or raising funds, or because the season went so badly for him last season. Yeah. And we know how good a player he is, and Real Madrid wanted him the year before that. He's always like the fall guy of just use Donny. He's got stature, he's got pedigree, he's got value. More importantly, use Donny. Yeah. But he's come out quite strongly a few times now and said, "Listen, mate, nah, I'm really not going anywhere, and I really think I'm going to make it here," and that's good.
Yeah, do you know with Donny? Yeah, like because I've been criticized by like friends and like, you don't like Donny. It's not that.
Yeah, you got a Donny agenda. You don't like him.
I like Donny. No, you know what it is. You know what? I think last season it used to, like, I'm not gonna lie, it used to make me feel some type of way emotionally. I see this guy on the pitch getting taken off, and I'm just looking at him like, this is bad. Like, you know, you
brought on with like 3 minutes to go.
Yeah, I'm just looking at him like this. I want it to work out for you, bro. Like, but I was thinking more from a ruthless manager. If we're really trying to kick on and be the United of old, and it sounds mad even saying that, United of old, but the United of old, it sounds mad, innit? We do need to start evaluating, like, okay, Solskjaer didn't use him last year, had plenty of opportunities, didn't use him. That means he's not in favour. It means that maybe he doesn't fit into this team. Cool. So if that's the case, I know everyone will say, I'll give him a chance. I hear that. But if we can get rid of him and bring in a better player that's going to fit our system, then do it. We need to get rid of this sentiment thing. Like, literally, if we're Man United and we're trying to get back to the top, that's why I love Martial. But if Martial needs to go to bring in Haaland, it's got to be done, bro.
Yeah, it's got to be done. It's true. Yeah, it's true. It's true. I don't necessarily agree with a lot of the disrespect Martial's getting, like a proper forgotten man. But I do agree he needs to show up. He needs to turn up. And if it was a question of trying to get Haaland, 100%, that's the guy who you're going to say, see, here's 50 million plus Martial.
Yeah,
this year.
I think Martial's going to do a madness. I think he's going to. And you know what he's going to do? He's going to score, at Old Trafford. And he ain't even going to celebrate. He's going to be, he's just the blank face.
Yeah. What, you forgot about me?
Exactly. He's got the gloves. He's going to have the gloves, bro. Watch.
Yeah. Okay. Daniel says, you think Sancho will start for us or James? What, you mean at the beginning of the season, or you mean in general?
It's James.
Because that's a good question. Because at the beginning of the season, it probably will be James over Sancho.
Yeah.
On the left-hand side.
Yeah, it's going to be James.
He's been in pre-season. He come back early. Martial's not ready yet. Sancho's not even there yet. And they're only going to have that one game against Everton. I dare say against Leeds, I think Daniel James will start on the left.
What do you think the front three will be then? Mason,
I think it will be Mason, Cavani, and Cavani I think will be there.
Yeah.
Will play. Mason on the right, Dan James on the left.
Yeah, I think that's what it'd be, yeah.
No Rashford. I don't see Martial being ready. And especially for that type of game where Solskjaer's going to demand absolute energy. Yeah. Martial's been out a long time, hasn't kicked the ball for ages. Dan James has gone Euros, played well in the Euros. Played a lot of games for us back end of last season. Had his rest, come back pre-season, played a couple games. Do you know what I mean? He's actually ready. In terms of being ready to play, he's ready. Yeah. Rashford's clearly not going to be there. Martial's not ready. Sancho's not ready. Has to be Dan James, and then Mason Green has been playing all the games. So Dims MLB says, Daniel, why you lost? But Daniel, you're right. It's a fair question.
True. It's true. No, Daniel's
not over the course of the whole season. Yeah. Maybe even Elanga though. Swifty 95 says, would you keep Elanga for the left wing this season? I would.
100%.
If Elanga don't go out on loan, then maybe he might play Elanga against Leeds. I don't know, but Dan James is clearly ahead of Elanga in the pecking order. Facts. He is.
I can see Elanga playing, you know, or at least coming on. I think he'll get a feature. I think he'll come on.
Yeah, it depends if he goes on loan or not. But the good thing is that he's got till the 31st of August to go on loan, not next week when we start. So he'll probably still be there then. Zayn Miassi in the cut. Big up, Zayn. Says, forget Saúl, Arsenal fan. Forget Saúl. We are getting Martinez from Inter Milan. We'll see about that. Apparently, Arsenal are in for Martinez from Inter, so we'll see. I can't. I don't know. I don't know if that happens. I don't watch Arsenal in it. It's whatever. Swifty95 says Elanga to compete with Martial. Yeah, we'll see, man. I'll be honest. I did say, and I will stick with it. I do think he should go on loan, unless Dan James leaves. Yeah. In the ideal world, I'd let Dan James go, either on loan or sell him or whatever. And then I would happily have Elanga there ready to kind of come in.
Yeah.
But I just don't think that's going to happen. So for me, Elanga is at that point. He's proved he needs to play some football, go and learn his trade. So go get that loan in the Prem, bro. Go to a.
I can see him at Palace or something.
Palace. Someone said that before. I think it's Eagle-Eyed. There's a Crystal Palace fan who's always in the chat. Big up. I don't know if he's there now. Said they're doing that. Then they could have Eze on one side, who's still got a long-term injury, but eventually. And Elanga on one side as a loan, that would be good. I think he could play at Norwich, just come up. Watford, just come up.
Yeah.
Who else could he play at? Could play at Brighton, you know, somewhere like that.
Same at Wolves, funny enough.
Would he get enough games?
Nah, he wouldn't.
Traore, Neto's still there.
Yeah,
wouldn't get no game time. Wouldn't get no game time. But if Dan James was to go, I would happily have Elanga. David Martin says Elanga's miles better than James. I think he looks it. He looks like he's gonna be, but we still need to see what man could do in the first team in the big games. Do you know what I'm saying? You still have to wait. Do
you know what I like about him, though, Flex? Yeah, because I know we watched him at the game he was at.
Yeah,
I like his movement. He's got very good movement, and you can tell in the final third he's trying to be like he's trying to make mature decisions. You can tell he's growing into his role a bit. Maybe he does need a loan, and if Dan James ain't performing, call him back in January. Do you know what I mean? Like I think that's something that we could do because I think he's going to be a top player. Him.
I just want him to play. Yeah, I just want him to actually. He's proved that actually, if we give this kid like a year of playing, whether it will be coming off the bench or starting some games for us because Dan James went, or a year out trying to cement himself in a first team in the Premier League. I think that we could have a real player on our hands. And like we were saying when we was at the QPR game, how he moves and he always wants the ball. He's quick. He's kind of two-footed. I think predominantly kind of leftish, but he's kind of two-footed, and he's just aggressive with it. I just like his intensity and his runs. Yeah, and in the in the QPR game, we said, look, he probably should have had 3 goals and an assist in that game. And the game before where he came on off the bench as well. But he does. Sorry, the game against Brentford, great goal he scored as well and looks sharp. So I do like him. Capo B says loan move wouldn't do any harm to his development. 100%, it wouldn't. Listen, guys, thanks for watching. We nearly hit 1,400 people watching live as well towards the end, which is absolutely dope. Smash a like on the video. We're building, we're growing here at United View. The team's getting stronger. We're doing our thing. We'll be back again tomorrow with another video for you guys. Smash a like on the video. You lot know what to do. And we'll see you all again very, very soon. Peace.